This is GeroTheHero, and this is my review of Grimore of Zero Episode 2. Zero manages to convince the boy that they are allies, but she basically just agrees with his assumptions about her. The mercenary doesn't feel that this is right, but Zero explains for now we just kind of have to go along with this to find out what is happening. He seems to have great respect for Zero's mentor. A merchant talks to the mercenary, and at first they were worried that they might not want them to be there, but this vendor thinks that they will be welcome because he feels like the mercenary will be accepted because Beast Fallen are experts in finding witches. They go along with this and meet the mayor. He says a cheesy old line that why he's not a mercenary, and I don't need to talk about it. I think I've said enough, the whole arrow in the knee. But eventually an old lady loses her ring and the boy has found it. Because of this, everyone thinks he's a thief, and unluckily the boy mentions that he knows the witch, so now it becomes a witch hunt. And it's crazy how superstitious these villagers are because they blame everything on them. They basically figure out that they can't really fight these people because they don't want to hurt them, and for the same reason they cannot use their magic as well. It gets pretty bad because the villagers know the woods better than they do, and they get saved by the old woman who lost her ring. We get her little backstory that she was a witch but fell in love with one of the villagers. Unluckily, her mentor, who was trying to stop the plague, gets blamed for the plague because of her timing of the spell to counteract the plague, and when rats appeared bringing the plague showed up at the same time. So unluckily, the old woman had to watch her mentor get burned at the stake, and in the same way she had to pretend to go along with the villagers when they went after them right now. Again, in this episode, it went by really fast. It's interesting to see how Zero is more street smart than the mercenary, and he's kind of naive on how people work. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the next episode. Just what kind of adventures they end up with, if we're going to get more backstory like we got at the beginning of this episode, if we're going to meet more witches that are kind of in hiding. And then just seeing how the relationship between Zero and the mercenary develops. So like always, comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you next time.